It's fall, y'all. I know I don't have the Southern expression, but we are on week 1 of Fit for Fall. Our challenge started officially yesterday. And so I'm very excited to introduce my sister Michelle, who now lives in Florida, not Canada. Yay. Welcome
Yeah,
home, sis.
thank you.
And we have 1 or 2 other people that aren't going to be able to be on the call tonight, but I wanted to go over a few nuggets because it is week 1 and we have some new people joining the challenge. First of all, I did upload our tracker onto our Fighting for More Facebook page. You can also find that on the JuvaFit Challenge page, and the tracker will keep you on track because starting next Tuesday, we'll be doing weekly check-ins. They take about 5 minutes or so, and it will go more quickly if you have your tracker next to you when you're tracking everything. Also, every Tuesday evening at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific, we have a JuvaFit commit call, we call it. You will see that live on the JuvaFit Challenge page. And if you can't watch it at the time that is posted in your time zone, then you can go back and watch it at a later date. But you do get points for watching that educational video. They're usually right around 20 minutes long, and they're chock full of information. Yesterday, they talked about the importance of hydration. You should have 12 to 16 ounces of water as soon as you get out of bed, within the first hour of when you get out of bed. And not only does it help to get your system moving properly, but it's also really good for your blood pressure, which I'm assuming a lot of you didn't know that. So it's a really good thing to hydrate within the first hour of you being up in the morning. The move of the week is squats. And if it's just a matter of simply sitting in a chair and slowly standing up and sitting in a chair and slowly standing up, that's good. You can do a squat like a normal squat. Just make sure that your knees and your ankles are aligned so that you don't throw your knees or your back out. And then if you're really feeling athletic and brave, which I'm sure a couple of you won't, you can squat and then jump as you're standing up. I wouldn't recommend it for those people on this call that have a foot injury and a wrist injury and a hand injury. So I can tell you, if you're still considering joining, it is not too late. We have people joining us all the way till the end of the challenge. I think it's a wonderful thing to do for yourself this time of the year. We will end right before Thanksgiving. And I think it's really wonderful to, now that the kids are all back in school and grandkids are not, around us all the time, I think it's a really good time to just take time for yourself, honor yourself, and just focus on how you can increase your health or wellness. You do not have to do any special diet to participate in this. We have 4 categories. We have core health, we have wellness, we have strength, and we have fat loss. Any of those areas is perfectly fine to register for. We don't all have to be doing the same type of challenge, and we'll be talking about this in a couple of minutes. But the focus should always be on trying to increase your health and wellness. You want to make sure that you're tracking calories no matter what category you're in, because if you're eating 10,000 calories a day and gaining weight, it might be good to know what you're eating and why that's happening. On the other side of things, if you're wanting to lose weight and you're eating 10,000 calories a day and you're not tracking, then likely there would be a reason that you're gaining weight. So the calories and the exercise still matters no matter what category you're participating in. The goal of increasing overall health and wellness is just to be a better version of yourself and to age gracefully. I had a couple calls with some potential team members, and they were saying that as they're aging, they're worried about falling. Michelle is younger than I am, and she just fell, and it was a fluke. And it happens as we age, we get into those falls, and they can be very backpedaling feeling, and feeling like you set yourself back. The thing that I've learned about aging is that as you age, you need to do more side to side movement. We always do the forward and the backwards movement, but we need to start doing more side to side movement. On the JuvaFit Challenge page, if you go to JuvaFit Challenge and click guides, there's little tabs at the top of the Facebook page. Click guide and go to guide 4. You will see coaches workouts, which are really wonderful. And there's one there that is a full body workout. So you can have a full body workout in 20 minutes. And then there's also on 2/9/2023, there's a great stretching workout. And I think as we age, we forget to do stretching. So one of the things I'm going to focus on is try to do some stretching 1 time a week, so that I can just feel the elongation of the muscles, which also will help provide balance. So those are things that I wanted to quickly go over. Of course, if you want to register and you've lost a link, reach out to me. And if you have questions, reach out to me. If you want to participate remotely because you have too much going on in your life, you're always free to welcome and join us on these calls, to join the JuvaFit Challenge group, and to just learn more. So this video will be available to anybody and everybody, whether they're officially on or officially off the challenge. If you have questions, I'm always here for you. So this week, Michelle, I want to talk about, have you written down your why for this challenge? Why are you doing this challenge?
Well, I think I posted in the group how proud I was that I could do a 10-minute walk yesterday. I have had some health setbacks in the last 4 weeks with my bones and a fall and my health with COVID. So I'm doing good. We're, every week it's improving, but I don't want to be back there again, because it was a few weeks of just kind of being homebound and not having my independence. I'm getting that back, which feels fantastic. So my why is to boost my immunity and to get my strength back with my foot and my hand, and get back at it, to do all the things I love to do. I love to be active and out and about and hike and bike and swim and all those things. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's a big motivator for me for healthy eating, and using this time to do whatever I can, even if it's the most modified of squats. I got my 15-20 minutes of movement in this morning, all modified, and it just felt good to just get that blood moving.
Right, exactly. My why is, for the last 7.5 weeks, I have been fighting shingles. I am at the tail end of it. And so because I was traveling while I was fighting shingles, I really kind of set myself back a little bit as far as my strength and everything goes. I think those of you that are following me saw that I could only do 40 minutes of squats yesterday, and today I felt more like myself again, and I did 1 minute, 10 seconds of squats without stopping. So that was very promising. So my reason for joining the challenge is to continue to lose weight, because I still need to lose weight, and to build up my strength. And also I'm focusing this time on balance. So I am doing some side to side movements and trying to encourage myself when I get dressed in the morning, instead of holding on to the dresser or a countertop, as I put my pants on, I'm trying to do it without holding on to anything, because that also helps doing balance. So you can try balance in all sorts of ways, but I'm next to a countertop or my dresser. So if I lose my balance, I don't injure myself. My foot injury is coming along really, really well. And Roscoe and I are building up our strength to work up to maybe a couple miles a day now that the heat has kind of cut back. But on the days that it's raining, I need to get into more of some sort of a workout routine there's probably 50 coaches workout routines on the JuvaFit Challenge page under Guide for Coaches Workout. And so I will have a plethora of workout programs that I can do for 20 minutes. My goal is to also get more hydration in first thing in the morning because I am thirsty. So that means that I'm not properly hydrated when I go to sleep. So the next question I have for you, Michelle, is how do you track water? How do you track your intake of water?
There is on my Carb Manager app, there's a spot to track water, and I typically just do it at the end of the day. So I don't really track throughout the day. I just kind of keep track of how many times I filled up my water bottle. But there is a place to track it on the Carb Manager each day.
And you're talking about the Carb Manager app that you can use to track your food intake, your
Right.
water, and your exercise as well, correct?
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if you're on a low carbohydrate diet. You can use the Carb Manager app for the Mediterranean diet, a vegan diet, or anything like that. And if you're on track for the day, at the end of the day, when you say, okay, I'm done recording everything, it throws confetti up on your screen if you accomplish what you want to accomplish. So I have to get back on track to track my food intake.
Right.
I want to spend a minute or two to talk about tracking your food intake as well as your water intake. Some people will keep a journal, and I've encouraged people that are having a difficult time of finding their balance with their health and wellness to write down, pen to paper, write down every single thing you put in your mouth. Megan calls it, if you bite it, write it.
Yep.
And I completely agree with that. When I was working with a functional nutrition doctor many years ago, she encouraged me to do that because if you wake up in the middle of the night and you've got like a stomach pain or you feel like you have to have a bowel movement and that's not your normal time to do so, it's helpful when you find these patterns in what you're eating and how you're expelling food, how you're processing food, how you're feeling after you eat specific food. So it's very, very helpful. And the art of writing pen to paper imprints it into a different part of your brain. So a lot of what we talk about in JuvaFit Health Challenges is to really get our minds right so that we can make ourselves be better. Because if your mind's not right, you're not going to stick with it. And we want people to really find their mojo and their rhythm and the art of creating a habit so that when you create a habit, you now have these healthy things in place and you don't backpedal to nastiness. So I just think that's really important. Michelle, you're a teacher. I wanted you to talk a little bit about the part of the brain that gets activated in the art of writing, not just tracking on an app, but also to even just physically write things down. Plus, it takes longer to write than it does to put it into an app.
Right. We definitely cognitively process things a bit differently when we're writing it down on paper because you're putting a motor task with your thinking task versus just a touch or a tap. It helps to build memory long and short term when we're writing things down. Yeah, I still do I use the Notes app all the time in my phone, but I still do a written list. There's just something about thinking about what's on my to-do list for tomorrow, what's my top priority, what is secondary that I will get done, what can maybe be pushed back a day or two, or at least I can get 10 minutes of it started or 20 minutes started on a project, just to feel accomplished. I love checking things off a list, but the physical act of writing, it pairs a motor movement with your thinking and it helps to build short-term, long-term memory connections. So it's a good thing to be able to write it, but in our modern world, like tracking is tracking. If some people like to voice type it, some people like to just type it into their phone because it's accessible to them throughout the day versus pen and paper may not be accessible to them. Everyone's
Right.
different on what
Right.
works for them. I
Um,
find that I have to plan in the morning when I haven't used the Carb Manager app for probably, well, since my move, right? So 3 months. And this morning already, I was planning what I'm eating throughout the day. And it's such a pain for me to go back in and change it that once I kind of plan for the day, it's cognitively putting in my brain what I'm eating, the portion size, because it's a little bit embarrassing to put something in the Carb Manager app and to say, oh, I had 3 servings versus 1 serving. And I like it, even if I'm not strict about tracking my carbs, which I've not been doing the last few months. And I'm not going to be so strict about worrying about, am I 1 carb over or 2 carb over? It gives me good recipes, and it is good to not be eating high carb every day. I can have a day where I do high carb, but
Right.
right now I'm getting 4,000 to 5,000 steps in a day, 6,000 on a good day. So I need to be eating less. So it's about portions. It's
Right.
about a balanced nutritional diet.
Accountability for yourself, right?
Accountability, right? It's just, and
Right.
I'm doing it healthier. Instead of French fries tonight, I knew I had a zucchini in the fridge, sliced it up, put it with my fish in the oven, and we had that. And then I had some leftover meal prep. I did finally
Perfect.
meal prep last weekend for the first time in a very long time. And it's made for convenient meals because sometimes I'm not done working till 6 or 7 at night.
Right.
We want to eat quickly. We don't want
Right.
to be eating at 8 or 9.
Throw and goes, I call them.
Right.
And I'll
It's
start sharing some of those recipes because I do fast throw and go meals. I work from home and people are like, oh, you're so lucky. But sometimes I don't get off a Zoom call till 6 or 6:30 at night. And then, I'm starving and, I could go and just eat just about anything. So it's all about prior proper planning. It's all about not having crap, excuse my French, in your cupboard. So if you are hungry, you're at least reaching for, a carrot or a piece of celery or a cucumber or whatever to kind of satiate yourself while you're preparing that dinner.
right.
Okay. Um, 2 more things. How are you planning for your week?
I, like any schedule, I plan in when I'm going to do movements. I plan my meals for the week, my food prep, the shopping, like everything for the week has to be planned. We're busy. And
So do you plan that on Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
probably Thursday, like even tonight, I'm already thinking about next week. Like I inventory what I have first at the house and I make a grocery list so that usually by Saturday morning at the latest, we're doing shopping because then I like to use Saturday to do some cooking, chopping of vegetables, cleaning the vegetables. Everything takes a while. You got to clean everything so
Right,
thoroughly
right,
and rinse it, and the lettuce and if I buy some blackberries or raspberries or
right.
cucumber radishes, I always have cut up in the fridge. And it just, if, like you said, you go to the fridge or the pantry and you're starving. So I just have to have really healthy, essential things for me, because if the
Okay,
junk is there, I'm going to grab the junk. So my husband
great,
knows if you want junk, you have to take it to your office and keep it there.
great.
It
There
can't
you
be
go. There you
right?
go.
In the house for one day and then it's done. His birthday was this week. We had a indulgent cupcake and then that was it. The rest of the cupcakes went to the office
Great,
and
great,
it was a treat, but then it was done. It was 3 or 4
great,
bites of cupcake and you're done. So, and then when he's having his ice cream binge, I have Rebel ice cream in the house. Like I just have healthy
great,
things. When I'm eating healthier, my focus is better, my sleep is better. I just feel so much better.
great,
Me,
great,
it's not about I'm trying to be low carb as much as clean eating, healthy eating. If I
great.
am going to indulge, make sure it's some clean, healthier ingredients. So I feel so much better I'm more productive. I'm
I do
clear.
the same. Saturday and Sunday are my preparation days for the following week. I overcook veggies. So if we have broccoli on Saturday night, I make a double batch. and that batch is in the refrigerator so that I can microwave it. And so I have a veggie all ready to go with whatever protein we're gonna have during the week, or maybe I'm going to have during the week. Bill's still traveling, and so sometimes it's just easier just to take, some quick veggies and a 3 or 4 ounce of protein and prepare it, and then I have a miracle in 5 minutes or less. What is your goal for the next week? Let's say the next 6 days between now and when you check in on Tuesday. What is your goal for yourself as far as a short-term goal for yourself?
Definitely hydration, and definitely continue planning in my schedule, my movement times to get up from my desk, walk around. I use a free app called Fit On. It has everything from stretching to 5 minute to 30-minute Orange Theory workouts. It's all free accessed.
Yoga,
Anyone, yoga, meditation,
dance.
everything is in there. So I just kind of keep scrolling to what is free for that morning, and I try to get it in. And I find for me, I have to get my movement in early,
Me
because if
too.
I put it off, then I'm just, oh, I'm tired. Like right now, I'm so tired. I would not be doing 20 minutes of
Right,
movement when we get off the call. I had to do
right,
it. I
right.
had to
Well,
just
for
make
me, if
myself
I
get
do
up
movement,
15 minutes earlier.
yeah, if I do movement later in the day, then I have a very hard time going to sleep. My goal for next week is to really, really focus on hydration, especially with the C7 water, because the alkaline water does make me feel more hydrated. And I'm going to be doing some gardening, so I'll have the all water drops to replace the Gatorade that I would normally have had, because that balances my electrolytes. I'm feeling stronger. And so my goal is to make sure that I get my movement in early 6 days a week, because I've been slacking off and doing it only like 4 or 5 days a week. So 6 days a week of some sort of movement. And it doesn't have to be a workout or driving to the gym or anything like that. It could be gardening for an hour. That's exercise. It could be house cleaning for an hour. That's a form of exercise. So don't make yourself crazy on, oh, I have to exercise, just movement. So that's my goal for next week. And also to get better at tracking what I eat throughout the day, so that if I get stuck, I can look at it and go back and say, okay, I need to cut this back or mix this up. So thank you for being on the call, Michelle. Do you have any questions?
I do not.
All right. You guys have a wonderful week. If you're still interested in joining, reach out to me. If you're one of Michelle's friends, reach out to her and we will get you hooked up. You guys have a wonderful week and we'll see you next week.
Thank you,
Bye.
Melissa.